Hey guys, thanks for joining me on another episode of Read the Manual. Today we are discussing the lovely JHS Lucky Cat in this beautiful pink sparkle. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Alright, so let's first talk about the knobs. First we have our time. This controls the speed of the delays. Then we have our mix. This controls how much of the wet, which is the delays, or the dry, which is your instrument, you hear. Fully counterclockwise is dry only. Fully counterclockwise is wet only. Then we have darken here. This will roll off the high end of your delays, of the repeats of your delay only. So if you have it all the way turned up, then you'll hear the exact crisp part of the delay, and then as you roll it down, it'll roll off the high end. Then we have our repeats. This is how many repeats of our delay we will hear. All the way counterclockwise is short, only one. Then as we roll it up, we will begin to get more and more repeats until it's nearly infinite. Next we have ratio. This controls the ratio of the repeats based on our tap input from this foot switch. So if we have it here at quarter note, then as we tap it, we will hear delays exactly how we tap it, and then as we turn it, it will subdivide from what we tap in based on either a dotted eighth, an eighth, or a triplet. Then we have a toggle up here. This is for modulation. We can switch it down and get some light modulation on our repeats only. And then we can switch it up for some more heavy modulation on the repeats. We have a bypass switch, our tap input. We have a tap out jack, so we can chain it up to another pedal. And then we also have a switch here for a digital version or a vintage and tape version of the delay. I like the vintage and tape, so that's what we're going to start off with. I will let you hear the digital though, don't worry. As you can see, we have our manual here just in case we need to reference it. This is, after all, Read the Manual. Let's go ahead and let you hear my clean tone. There we go. We got the trusty Telecaster here going into the TC Electronic Hyper Gravity Mini Compressor, and that's it. Beyond that, we go straight into the Lucky Cat. So let's just go ahead and start off and let you hear what we currently have set up. This is where I pretty much normally let it live. It's a good vibe for the style of music that I make, but we'll go through and play with some other settings real quick. There you go. It's a really nice delay. It worked really well. It's very straightforward. I think if you're just getting into delays, this is a way to go. So let's go ahead and dive right into some other settings. All right. First, let's talk about the time knob. If we move it, you can see our delays are getting nice and fast. I'm going to turn up our mix so you can hear it a little bit better. You can hear it gets so fast, such a slapback kind of delay that it's like almost instantaneous. crazy sounding. It's fun though. Let's keep these repeats up. Let's go ahead and slow us back down a little bit so you can hear a little bit of that articulation. Let's do like a dotted eighth kind of vibe. So we can get real fluttery and nice, you know, really make ourselves sound like we're doing more than we are. Let's go ahead and do an eighth. And we're gonna go ahead and brighten this up as well. Lessen our repeats. Nice. And let's see, what else can we do here? Let's go ahead and go all the way up to a triplet. And let's add on some modulation. I'm going to leave this as bright as it can be just so you can really hear it, but I'm going to give us some more repeats. Slow this down. You can get some nice digital kind of artifacts there when you move the time knob. An effect that I kind of like about the Lucky Cat is when you have the repeats all the way maxed up, you can still barely hear those repeats following through. They're continuing on, and they kind of keep this pulsing pad going for almost what feels like forever. They will die out eventually, but it just continues. Let's pull it off. Let's show you what total darkness sounds like. It's really, really, really muted. You can almost barely hear it. So let's bring it up. And let's get into some of that modulation a little bit deeper. It's a really, really nice delay. It has a great sound. Again, it's very straightforward, but I feel like it's very versatile because you got this modulation, you have the darken, which allows you to really shape the sound of those repeats. You get such a long amount of time with the delay repeats. And let's just go ahead and do one more thing. We'll switch it over to the digital clean and let you hear that. So at this point, the darken knob, as far as I understand, does nothing. Still does a little bit. It's not as dramatic though as when it's in the vintage mode. So I'm just going to go ahead and brighten this all the way up so you can really hear how clean this can get. Really nice. And then, as you probably already know, we can tap in a new tempo. And that's it. That is the JHS Lucky Cat. It's about as straightforward as we get. Super versatile. I really enjoy it. Thanks for joining me and taking a look here at the JHS Lucky Cat and going through another episode of Read the Manual. If you like this video and you want to see more, then go ahead and like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that bell so you can be notified when I release a new video. And if you need any more details, you can find those in the description below. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.